Dear friends, Happy New Year and welcome to the first Wednesday Word of 2024. Friday was the Feast of the Epiphany, the day when we remember the visit of the Magi who travelled from the east, guided by a star, to find the one who had been born King of the Jews. Their journey is recorded by Matthew in chapter 2 of his Gospel. Historically, the Feast of the Epiphany, or the manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles, was celebrated on the 12th day of Christmas, marking the end of the Christmas celebrations. But nowadays, the Magi have become the three kings, even though Matthew never mentions that there were three of them, or that they were kings, who turn up at the stable on Christmas Day, along with the angels, shepherds, and donkey. But it's worth considering the visit of the Magi separately from the rest of Christmas. I was particularly struck this year when I reread the account by the joy of the Magi. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed, says Matthew, when the star stops over the place where Jesus had been born. The King James Version says that they were overwhelmed with joy. Finding the baby they'd been searching for after such a long journey, fraught with danger, was clearly an overwhelmingly joyful experience. It reminds us that the Christian life is to be characterized by joy. But joy will only come from Jesus, the source of all of our joy and delight. Now, of course, there are many other things that bring joy to us in our lives. Family, friendship, art, literature, films, the natural world, good food and drink, to name just a few. But they bring only a temporary joy. Jesus brings us an everlasting joy that nothing in this world can ever take away. The joy that we find in Jesus reaches down into our spirit, soul and body and enables us to rejoice even in the darkest of times of sadness and suffering. Not only that, the joy that Jesus gives flows out from us and carries other people along with it so that they too are encouraged to seek for Jesus, and when they find him, they too are overwhelmed with joy. Well, how is it possible for Jesus to bring us such joy, especially when we're suffering? Well, the joy of Jesus has been through the manger and the cross. The poverty and suffering of the manger because there was no other place for him to be born, and the terrifying distress of the cross where Jesus was abandoned. Because he has come to the manger, God is with us, and we are not abandoned in our suffering. And because he's been to the cross for us, we'll never be alone. God has suffered with us and for us. Now, the Magi only grasped this dimly, but they grasped enough to be overwhelmed with joy. We Christians who live after the manger and the cross have even more reason to be overwhelmed with joy. And where is this joy to be found? It's to be found in the church, amongst our brothers and sisters who, like the Magi, are on the same quest as us to find Jesus. And when we find him, it is our joy and delight to bow down and worship him and to present him with our most precious gifts, whatever they may be. God bless you today.